Well, allocation to political appointees. The conversation on the streets is that this may be a propaganda tool, PR gimmick, or just populist. What does the movement for change think?
Well, let me say good morning to our listeners and good morning to your good self and Helen.
Right.
Our position is very clear. If you look at our GTP, one of the areas we focused on was how to control government expenditure.
Right.
So we place premium on expenditure management and control. The reason is that no matter how a government increases revenue, if you don't control expenditure, you come back to square one.
Right.
Because it's about revenue and expenditure. And so over the years, we've been very reckless in the way we've managed our expenditure.
Right.
The focus has always been on the revenue mobilization. So we increase taxes, we introduce new taxes and all that. But this time around, we are having a president who is so much concerned about the expenditure side of the equation, which is very critical. So yes, we see it as a step in the right direction. That the government would have to take this decision. We would have done the same if we had had the opportunity. And so we will praise the government and the president for that matter for taking this bold decision to control expenditure. You know, it's not only this one. Okay. I've noticed something. Johnny, I have always said that if you look at the definition of democracy given by Abraham Lincoln,
right,
it says democracy is government of the people, referring to the ownership that the people own the government.
That's right.
Then it says by the people, talk about participation.
That's right.
And it says for the people, and talks about benefits.
In their interest.
Yeah, the benefit of democracy to the people. But in our part of the world, you realize that when it comes to the benefits, it's only the political class that normally benefit from democracy. Our democracy impoverishes majority of Ghanaians and enriches very few. So if this time around we are looking at how we can send the benefit to the people,
right,
by way of cutting down expenditure, it's a step in the right direction. What I am looking for is that these savings that you're going to make out of this will be channeled into investments like physical projects, like school building, like hospitals, like roads in certain parts of feeder roads, in especially areas where we have agriculture and manufacturing activities there. So, I mean, for anyone to say that if a government takes a decision that goes to reduce government expenditure as a populist move, I don't understand.
Should the government be telling us how much, and Helen, I need your attention here, how much originally the government spends on fuel, so that this cut would then make sense that, we used to spend, say, 100 million every month, and now we have cut, so we're going to spend 40 million every month. That means we are saving 60 million, and that 60 million will be channeled into the projects you're talking about. Should the government do a full disclosure, Helen?
Definitely. I think even on our end here, we've been able to put some kind of figures together. I'm sure we'll be able to get it up on the screen. But coming from the presidency as well, I think that would be useful, because a lot of the conversation has centered around, well, is this prudency? Is this PR? Is it gimmicks? Because the average Ghanaian says we've been here before, or we've seen something before. We've seen some before. We've been told that there have been cuts here, savings here, but maybe like Ebo says, because it hasn't been tangible. Okay, we saved XYZ, and with that money, we've built a clinic, we've built a school. Then you can fully see the savings. It's one thing to say that we are going to cut these expenditures. That's a good thing. And even this idea of it being PR, there is some benefit to that. Let me tell you, if a government comes later on and says, oh, let's all tighten our belts, even this idea that you are making strides to tighten your belt will give the people some confidence. Okay, government says we'll tighten it. I'm seeing, or at least they are showing some signs of also tightening. So on one end, that could be the benefit. But I agree, if we are able to really see, okay, in the last however many years we spend this much, if we don't do the same in the next 8 or 4 years, we will save this much and we will use it for this purpose. I think that will go a long way to quell a lot of this. Is it PR? Is it settings? I think going a step further beyond this communique will really help all of us.
Do you think that the government would have the confidence to do that, this full disclosure?
Yeah, yesterday I listened to Dan Kanamoa, and he gave us some rough estimates. They are the people in the industry, so he's got a rough idea as to
how much is spent, right?
And he said, per their calculation, you're going to save about 10 million a month, which means you're going to save about 120 million a year,
right?
Which is quite significant.
That's right. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money. And mind you, this is not the only thing that only decision that the government has taken that is going to reduce expenditure. Since the beginning of the year, I mean, now no DSTV,
right? Subscription,
even the low budget 6th March celebration,
the number of ministers, for example, and all that presidential staffers.
So if we can, as a nation, we can say that these items or these decisions that we've taken that has led to the reduction. If you're going to have this amount of money from it, and this is how we're going to use this amount, maybe, and we christen it expenditure control project or expenditure reduction project,
right?
So that we can know that when this government came,
this is what they did.
This is what they did. So physically, you see the hospital there, you see the road, you see school there, and that too, I think that will speak to Ghanaians more than just the politicians speaking. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yes, they should have the boldness to do it. It will not to their own advantage if they do it. Because do you know the reason why the MPP is jittering and talking about
Are
it?
they?
The way, of course. Yesterday I listened to Samuel Oku, and I mean it's like anything that goes to advantage of NDC certainly goes to the advantage of MPP.
Right.
So they are not happy when some of these things happen. But for me, what is important is that the decision of the government, the boldness, to have the boldness to tell your party people, for example, that I'm going to reduce ministers. People go into politics to get a ministerial appointment.
That's right.
But for president say, no, I'm not going to go to hundreds. I'm going to reduce it to 60. That's quite bold. And for the government to say, no DSTV connection.
If you want it, pay for it and watch it yourself.
I mean, these are bold decisions. If in the past we had this kind of decisions, and the government had been bold to take some of these decisions, we would have gone a long way.
Is the government not being too hard on itself in a bit to want to impress the people of Ghana because of the promises they made at the polls or in the run-up to the polls? They seem to be being too hard on themselves. If I'm a government appointee, I have to go to work, and you say you have cut my fuel allowances, you are impeding my work, aren't you?
For this should be the normal situation.
It should be.
Yeah, this should be the normal situation. What we're having was abnormal situation. That's what I'm saying, that if you look at democracy, if you look
this
at
movement for change people.
So if you look at democracy and you say that it's government for the people, and you are the only one enjoying, I mean, those in the political class are those enjoying, then there's no more democracy. It is something else. So that's what I'm saying, that we can even cut more even as you move along. There's more areas we can cut. I am also saying that reducing government expenditure is not only reducing maybe the number of ministers. You can also look at BOT, our if you like, infrastructure financing model that we are having now. Roads would have to be constructed by government. A railway has to be constructed by government. All these things, they have telling effect on government expenditure. But if you have a situation where government begin to engage in BOT, both operate and transfer, then we take that burden, that pressure from government's budget. Now the private sector man would now have to do it, then maybe tow the roads and get their return on their investment. And also engage in PPP. These are some of the things we can also look at in terms of reducing government expenditure. But as I said, I mean, this move is a step in the right direction. And if anyone says it's a populist or it's just to score political points, of course, if politicians are going to always score political points by taking these prudent decisions, then it is important, and then this is something that has to be praised. Because I mean, from day one, unless you don't want to accept it, I think this president and his team, they've been prudent. I mean, they've been prudent in the way they've managed the economy. Cutting down expenditure is key. I mean, if you look, fiscal consolidation has been top notch.
Right.
That is why we are experiencing the kind of inflation we are experiencing. That is why we are experiencing the kind of exchange rate we are experiencing. Because if you see the way the governor is managing a monetary bit and the Minister of Finance also managing a fiscal bit, these have all come together to give us the kind of picture we have in respect of the economy. So for me, the government need to be praised instead of people saying that this is if this is populist, then we need more of such populist decisions to make Ghana better.
I see. Let me welcome the Honourable Member of Parliament for Sisala West, the Honourable Sukwaru, who's also the Deputy Minister Designate for Communications of the Republic of Ghana. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I see. You look very ministerial this morning.
This one, this is a material I actually picked in Cantonment too.
If you're invited,
you are invited. You have to come and sit behind heads. They should be also allowed to buy their own fuels. Who really do the job at the ordinary person. Let me say ordinary person. We political appointees are more or less like the heads of the institution, providing leadership and probably ensuring that the government policy is implemented and you monitor same implementation process. And so if somebody who works, let's say, at Ministry of Energy, who is supposed to travel from Dodowa or who's supposed to travel from Manfi or Kofredua, Somanya or Isawom, wherever, Kaswa, you know, is buying fuel for himself or is paying his own TNT out of the salary the person earns at the end of the month. I think it is only fair that the minister that has been given an opportunity to serve, and you who are even given an opportunity to a privilege to have an official vehicle, not once, maybe you have a saloon, probably you've been given an accommodation, you still want government to buy for you to live wherever you are staying to come to. I mean, these are just things that we must, or it is not a sacrifice. I think that is the right thing that we have to do.
It should have been the norm.
This should have been the norm, you know. And for us, the president from the word go promised the people of this country that he is coming to engage in cost efficient, you know, kind of governance. And he has started right from the word go. We've seen how he reduced the number of ministers. We've seen how he reduced the presidential staffers at the office of the president. We've seen how even the Independence Days that used to be celebrated at regional level, we used to spend close to more than 50 million Ghana cedis. This year, we saw how Independence Day was celebrated. We just used less than 2 million Ghana cedis. We spent like 1.5 million Ghana cedis to celebrate it. And it is good. For me, when you give me the remaining 13.something million Ghana cedis for me to take it to Sisala West, I can tell you that the number of communities, right, that can get shift compounds out of it, the number of communities, schools, children that are set on the ground, that you can use that amount of money to procure monodebts for this. So these are ventures that we must engage. All of these things giving me right, for me to fuel my vehicle from where I live to the ministry and back home when I'm visiting my auntie at Dodowa or when I'm visiting my auntie at Carnation. Government should still be the one providing for to me. To me, logically, it doesn't make sense. If government must focus on the operational cost, which is, as a minister, I'm going out for monitoring. I'm traveling to Somanya. I'm going to Dodowa. I'm going to maybe to monitor
do
the
your
work. That one, we call it operational cost. That one for
and then to look good in the eyes of the opposition that
all of these
you continue to stay in power.
All of these things that he's doing, he said it when he was in opposition. And so there's nothing that President Mahama currently is doing that was not documented when he was in opposition. It was a proposal he kept before the people of this country, and they perused the proposal and voted for him. And so once he gave them the document, these are my proposed policy when voted for. These are my proposed policies. These are what I would be doing. And so when we do ABC, this will be the result. He made it clear to every Ghanaian. And so the Ghanaian people voted for him based on the proposal. He's only implementing the proposal he kept before the people of this country. And so it is not like a political PR gimmick, like he's trying to look good before.
That's what your colleague in Parliament, Samuel, thinks.
That's what I said.
That's what Dr. Zato thinks.
The higher form of hypocrisy is what they are currently doing. if Sami of all people will go and stand before a microphone to say that if government says that you want to scrap fuel allowances, you should abolish the fuel filling station at Jubilee House, the one at Castle. I was like, this is not the Sami Awuku I used to know. No, like seriously, look.
Has he changed?
But what he said, I don't want to question his way of them, but I was like, when you talk about government appointees, how many government appointees draw fuels from the Jubilee House? How many government appointees draw fuel from Castle? So the government appointees in Central Region, government appointees in Sisala West, government appointees in Northern Region, they travel all the way to Castle to come and draw fuel. Is that what he's talking about? When we talk about those drawing fuel from Castle, how many, today if you go, the number of persons in Jubilee House who are staffers, who works in Jubilee House, compared to the previous administration, you will see that it has reduced significantly, more than 50% reduction. And so when you talk about if they want, they should scrap it. It is not me, Minister, for all you going to visit your relative, you are coming to work. This is something that you must be able to provide for yourself, because you are being paid by the end of the month. Man is said, I think that this is the best president ever we've ever had.
Is your government, we'll come to you in a bit, but is your government introducing,
if I'm not mistaken, like almost
2 months. Yeah.
Almost 2 months.
Yes.
And it is today he's talking about scrapping the fuel. So it is not like taking something, and don't mind you, the people that he's taking that they shouldn't be giving for allowance. Many of them, especially now that they are going to be paying the ones when they are going to buy fuel for themselves to travel to office, that is when they will also be contributing. Unlike in the past, they were not even going to contribute the 1 cedi. Do you understand? So it is not like that. In the case of this, when I see people making arguments comparing this one to the e-levy, these are two different.
Look, the previous government put up that kind of Oriata post. The previous government did a 50% cut of fuel coupon allocation for all political appointees and heads of government institutions.
And they didn't see it to be, at that time, they are saying that we are engaged in political PR, academics, or whatever. At the time that they cut down for allocations, 50% for allocation, they didn't see it to be a PR.
You use the mic for me.
So I'm surprised that, of course, and sometimes I'm not surprised though, because they are actually struggling to get something to say, something bad about this government.
I don't understand. How do you mean?
Of course, the government has been in existence for the past 7 years, 7 months. You've not seen a single scandal. There's nothing you can say about this president not doing right. Absolutely.
So you say the MPP are trying to create a scandal around you, but it's not holding.
They don't know what to say. They don't have anything to hold on to say that President Mahama and his government are not leading well. And so anything, even if you are government, I believe that if President Mahama today to start sharing gold, they will say that
you reference the e-levy.
That's right.
The toll booths.
Road toll, road tolls.
The road toll and the e-levy rather widen the revenue expenditure gap because you remove a revenue handle. But this one, we are rather cutting expenditure. You see the difference? So the decision, the road toll decision was, for me, it was one of the most, I don't want to
take your time, it's too early. Take your time. Be calming down. You're sitting close to Helen. Be calming down.
Be
calming down.
Yeah, savings for investment. So yes, for me, as for honorable, as for MPP and the things they will say more. So that one you need to have 2 hats. One hat you carry to Parliament, leave other one in the House. So that when you go, all those ones you transfer from your hat to the one in the House, because they will be talking. Because as you said, in fact, if you compare, and I I've been an MPP member before.
That's right.
So I will not guess it, but I was executive member in Cape Coast. So, but sometimes we need to be more Ghanaians than
partisan. Being partisan.
And so we say the truth, and sometimes it hurts, but you need to say it. Even though I wasn't the Vanda, I was in Legon Hall, right. But the truth stands still. You see, if you look at the way we were running the economy previously,
what were we having?
We were just running the economy, borrowing.
You mean the Harvard Yale expert?
Oh yes, he was just running the economy.
Oh no, you can't say that.
No, but that is why we had the kind of situation we had with the economy. To the extent that we had to go, people for the first time in the history of this country, haircuts. People who have saved all their lives. Something savings that will take care of them after they've gone home. After they've retired.
Right.
You take it from them. Some died. I mean, look at the pain. Look at the agony people had to go through because of poor economic management. I'm saying they just run the economy. But this one, the economy is being managed carefully.
In the morning.
When the president wanted to introduce this one
cedi per liter levy,
and this Israel
Iran
issue came
out.
They paused. That is the management. You move when you have to move, and you pause when you have to pause. That is what is called management. And so, if this is being done, let's praise the government so that when things begin to go wrong, we can have the boldness to criticize the government.
You say the Joshua and Caleb economy was a wrong approach.
It was a wrong approach. I mean, if it were a right approach, we wouldn't have had the situation we had. It was terrible.
But there was COVID. The government says there was Russia-Ukraine war.
Yes, that is where I have a problem because, you see, Ghana is not the only country that experienced COVID and the Russian-Ukraine war. It's not as if we had that situation in Ghana. It was a global situation. But even at the same time that we were complaining, you check the other countries around us. Even Benin economy was doing better. Ivory Coast economy was doing better. All these countries I've mentioned, if you go, you check their interest rate, check their inflationary rate, and you realize that we were not managing the economy, we were just running the economy. You see, a good manager is the one who is able to manage to solve a problem when there are crises. You don't throw your hands in despair.
In despair.
Yeah, say that because of COVID, you can't manage it. How the dexterity with which you'll be able to manage the economy in times of crisis is what is important. And that is what we feel. So ask myself, so if you give a power to MPP again, and there's something similar to COVID happens, what will happen to Ghana?
No, the benefit of experience from the first COVID.
But I will say it is that epidemic or that pandemic or whatever that has caused, because you don't. While other countries were performing, we were not performing and blaming COVID for it. And that is the difference.
I see.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Honorable, let me bring you back into the conversation. I'm sure you've been listening to the Chief Justice on suspension. The haunted is now the hunter. Says one of the petitioners, lacks credibility and integrity. It doesn't exist really. And that's the tangent she has taken now. She's in the ECOWAS court asking for $10 million against the Republic of Ghana. You saw the press conference.
She has already. How can you just run to that kind of conclusion that the person lacks credibility?
Said you don't exist in terms of the law. In the eyes of the law, you don't exist.
If the person doesn't exist, how come that same person lacks credibility? The person does not exist. That same person lacks credibility according to the suspended Chief Justice.
Right.
If you do not exist, how are we even going to examine you to ascertain that whether or not you lack credibility? I just don't know what is wrong with my auntie Araba. And honestly, I don't know. I don't want to. Well, I don't know what she's further destroying herself. You have been suspended. There's a committee currently investigating your conduct. Just keep quiet, sit down, just wait for the report of the committee. Then you can take a decision as to whether to fight it or not. The committee are not even done with their report, and you are at all kinds of court. She went to, was it High Court or where?
Yeah, there's a High Court, the Supreme Court, and then there's the ECOWAS Court.
Why?
It's a right, is it not?
Well, it is a right. She can even go to International Criminal Court if she so wishes to.
In Hague?
Maybe now what do I say? I believe that there's an AU court, or there is one.
There's
from ECOWAS, I believe she will move to AU. As a Chinchina, you see a position. Look, I some 5 years ago I wasn't a member of parliament.
Right.
God kept me here. If God takes me out of this office, I wouldn't see it to be a problem that it is my birthright. Why? Why is it that you have been investigated, and even the people who are even on the committee, you have issues about them? Today, you even have. First, it was about the people on the committee investigating her. Now it's about the petitioner.
One of the petitioners.
One of the petitioners. I believe the next call she moves in, she will say that even the president does not have the right to even set out the committee. She probably may be suggesting that. So why would she be continuing? You see that all the little even sympathy she used to, everybody now has left her. She's now on her own.
Oh no, that's not correct. That's not correct. Helen still has.
That's my opinion. It's like
fellow feelings for the CJ.
No. Of course, that's what I'm saying. In the past, people used to feel for her, but you see, my good friend, there are some things when you do, even the few people that are with you will leave you, because you further expose yourself. They say, Sana Otia, is that how you are? If this is how you are, we thought you were. Oh no. Then if this is the case, let me better control my emotions. I thought you were. So she's the best. Look, when Charlotte
Osei, former EC chairperson.
She never granted even a media interview.
That's correct.
She was quiet.
That's correct.
They leveled all kinds of allegations. They said all kinds of things. She never opted the way. She never responded to any.
That's correct. That's correct.
And today, she's being hailed. Everybody is now making references to Charlotte. This is how we must behave when we are approached with issues like this. Anyway, you can't. Charlotte was removed wrongly. We all saw it. People spoke. She never said a word, not even to say, she never said. Nobody even knew what was going through her mind. At a point, in fact, me, I was sympathizing with Charlotte. At a point, because she wasn't talking, we said, this woman that cried that we are fighting for, maybe she cried, the dog cried, she didn't want it. It's like she herself even want to go. If not, she's been quiet. We didn't know that was even a tool.
Right. Silence.
Silent is the greatest tool to fight any kind of, situation in life. Just keep quiet. Observe. Let the proceedings take its course.
Would you rather have the suspended Chief Justice resign, or, if you like, walk away instead of fighting back to say, I was treated unfairly, you have to reinstate me? Because now that's what she's asking the ECOWAS court to do. Reinstate me, give me $10 million, and then make sure that I'm Chief Justice again.
Why would she be asking for $100 million? I never knew it is about money. She should have been asking about $100 million. $10 million, that what?
For her reputation.
Which reputation?
Have damaged.
Who has damaged
the emotional trauma?
So is it the petitioners that should pay, or the government?
The government of Ghana.
Is it government that petitioned her?
Well, it's the government that is facilitating her.
Somebody brought the petition. The constitution says the president, when there's a petition and you look at the petition and you realize that there are some merit, please refer you to a committee. And the president has done what constitution says he should do. You say they should pay you because president has referred to a committee. Is the president who petitioned her? That's why I say she can decide to be demanding for $100 million. Trust me. But you see, the best way, if you think that they want to dent your reputation, for you to even protect the little reputation left, resign and go. And just that I cannot go through this. I will not. There are some people, when you want to take them through some things, they will just say that, you know what, for my reputation, I will not allow you to drag me through all these things. I am resigning. This would have saved you some reputation. You ran into ECOWAS. Look at where the ECOWAS head office headquarters is. Where is that place? Nigeria.
It is in Lagos.
Abuja.
Yes.
No, it's not Abuja.
Abuja, yes.
Abuja. And you are leaving Ghana court. All the judges here, they were your mates. Why would you run away from your own court that you, just a few months ago, you were the leader?
She thinks they're being unfair.
All the judges have been unfair.
You bring a matter before you and give me 5-0.
All the judges have been unfair. When she was knocking people 5-0. And she would tell you the law is the law. They are repeating saying law is the law. And now you are running to a different jurisdiction.
Ebo, do you know that the late President Buhari, he sacked his Chief Justice?
Yes. In Nigeria.
Yes. The Chief Justice at the time was in Abuja.
Yes.
With Buhari.
Yes.
He could have crossed the street and gone to the ECOWAS court. Yes. He didn't. He went home. Yes. Should Madame Torkonoo have followed his example?
Johnny, you know, this is a matter of law. And the law is the law. For me, as you said, it is within her right to take any decision she wants in fighting this issue. If indeed this particular petitioner, she's if you like, not comfortable with, lacks requisite grounds in law and in fact to petition the government to remove her, I think it is only fair that the law take its course.
Right.
However, if it is not a matter of law or what she's seeking to get from the court, it's not something that can be given. The process should be allowed to continue.
Right.
For me, it shouldn't be an issue when it comes to some of these things, because we're talking about law, and law, the things are cast in stone when it comes to the law. So, of course, she's got a right to do it. But honestly, I am honestly fatigued.
Oh, how? You are tired for yourself, or for
honestly fatigued,
or for Madame,
by the conduct of the embattled Chief Justice.
But you are not doing any activity. Why are you fatigued?
Oh yes, sometimes information can make you fatigued, and following the process that you would expect that will go smoothly, and now going international, coming back to Ghana, here and there, it can make you fatigued. And I'm fatigued because you see, from day one, I have had a very serious reservation,
on 3
or if you like, serious reservations about the way she's conducted herself in this process. For example, I asked this question: how did Mr. Safwa, from the very beginning, how did Mr. Safwa get to know that the Chief Justice had not been given copies of the petition? Does he work with the Chief Justice? Is he the secretary to the Chief Justice? So you remember, Mr. Safwa petitioned the court about that. Another issue that is also struck me was the fact that the letter that the Chief Justice wrote to request for the copies of the petition from the president, before the letter got to the president, the letter was already in the public domain. Who leaked it? Who leaked the letter to the media even before it got to the president?
The best in the morning.
Then the content of the petition and her response were also out there in the hands of known MPP personalities and radio stations. So that is why I have said it on record that for me, the Chief Justice has been more political than judicial or legal. All the things she's done, you could read political, meaning into it. And if there's one person in this process who has not followed the law, it is the Chief Justice, because the president did not disclose the content of the petition. Even the petitioners did not disclose. You remember, one of the reasons why Nanado threw away Professor Kweku Azan is the fact that the petition was in the public domain.
Professor Kweku.
Yes, but here the petitioners didn't disclose the content. The president didn't disclose the content. It is rather the Chief Justice.
How do we know it was the Chief Justice?
But the thing came from the quarters of the Chief Justice. Will the president give anything to?
But we don't know yet. So how do you then narrow it down to the Chief Justice?
For example, how did Poradomocho get it? Did he get it from the president? The Asasi Radio, did they get it from the president? Because I'm talking about the response of the Chief Justice response, and the petition, the content of the petition, all together. Because she responded.
The photos here.
Yes. So if I draw the conclusion that in my estimation,
this is what you think,
it emanated from her officer, I can't be wrong.
I hear you.
So for me, one important thing, Johnny, that has to be said, because we are this issue is something that is running, but we need to make it clear that Article 146, if there's one person who has not been fair to the Constitution, It's not the president.
Who is it?
It's the Chief Justice. For 1468, for example, that say the proceedings
in camera.
shall, which is mandatory. So if you know it is shall and you come out to hold press conference, now talking about the details of the petition, talking about issues, things that happen at the sitting of the committee, then certainly you are breaching the Constitution.
Mo, you're going to the Ministry of Communications. Congratulations one more time. What kind of energy are you taking to the ministry?
What kind of
Energy.
I don't have any. There mustn't be any special energy there. Me, I'm going to assess the already hardworking sector minister, Honorable Samuel Nate George.
Right.
Popularly known as Jetta. You know, President says I should go and assist him. And so as a deputy minister, I'm just going to discharge my duties as a deputy minister and assisting him to prosecute the president's agenda for resetting this Ghana and for that matter the sector.
Right.
And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, already he started on a very good note,
Right.
and he's done a lot of things in the sector, and cannot take it away from him. One of the few, I mean, when you want to talk about hardworking minister,
Right.
I think he's done well. I mean, I'm just going to assist him to continue to do the good jobs that he started.
How did the people of Sisala West receive this news? Your constituents?
It was a good news to my constituents and
Family.
my family, my friends, everybody around me is happy that President has recognized me as part of the 60 people he selected to help him prosecute his agenda. And so for me, it's a great privilege. And at the same time, I see it to be a responsibility given me and not an opportunity to, you know, it's a responsibility. And I've always been looking for a responsibility so that I can leave a positive mark, and so that tomorrow we are here. What are we going to be remembered of? That has always been part of me. And
Right.
so wherever I find myself, I think about wanting a legacy. And so what kind of legacy? See, we have negative legacy and the positive legacy.
Right.
So mine is to leave a positive legacy that when you are not there, you should be remembered that during your era,
Right.
there was this change. So I'm happy I'm part of the reset that we currently experience. At least when His Excellency, the current president's era, is remembered some time to come, and trying to do comparison, they will say that he was also part of the executive. He was the
Right.
deputy minister at that time when, you know, things started going on well in Ghana under the leadership of His Excellency, the President
Right.
of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama. And so for me, it's about making positive impact. And so my people are happy. They know what I can do.
Sunrise
I've
on
led them for the
3FM,
past 4
the
years.
best in
I've
the
done so many
morning.
things in the constituency. I wouldn't say I don't have my short
Force,
force,
right.
but at least the good thing is every human being, you pray that your good aspect should be outweigh
Right.
your
bad
And so so far I've been able to achieve one or two things in the constituency, and so they know when given the opportunity, like this opportunity has been given, together that will also I'll be able to contribute to the national level also, and not only in the constituency. So it's for me, it's an appointment for everybody, every vulnerable group. It means that if from where I'm coming from, if I can be nominated to be part of the 60 people, it means that the ordinary person living in Lumera and Sisala West, in Bo or in Gapare or Kopulma, everywhere in Sisala West, it means that
Ngolu. My favorite part of your
exactly,
constituency.
so it is possible that you can come from that kind of the country to, you know, to lead this country. And we've produced a president before from same place, you know, Golu, man was once.
That's right.
Yeah.
I had to bring Helen there so she can come and see their wall,
Yeah, you have to
and
bring
cross
her
into Burkina and ride some donkeys and
Yeah,
chill.
sure.
He's been chilling in the AC for too long.
She's been chilling. Actually, bring her.
For too long. I'll bring her.
I'll go, definitely. Definitely.
The legend has it that for those of you who are very vocal, you are out there, you're in the media, you're in parliament, you're making statements and all of that. When it gets to your vetting, they stretch you, pal. Are you expecting to be stretched?
Well, I wouldn't be able to speak today, but I know, I don't expect to. I don't expect to.
You're a good boy.
Heated.
You're a good boy.
When I went to Parliament, I learned. So I observe, and of course, I represent a political party, and I'm speaking for my party here.
Right.
So when it matters that I speak, and I do it with the decorum in such a way that if you probably are offended, you just want to be offended.
Right.
But I don't see myself, personally just going after persons' integrity and what have you. And so, well, we hope to see a very, cordial vetting. I have not seen any heated one for that matter. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Ebo,
Especially that I'm not the secretaries. I'm only going to assist. So, what would you ask me? I'm going to assist somebody.
Ebo, this is your brother. He's going to be the deputy minister for Sam George. Closing thoughts as we wrap up this segment.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. In fact, we first met on Pan-African TV. That is when we became friends, and he's a very nice man. I just wish him well, and I trust that whatever that is going to happen at the meeting committee, he will say true, and also contribute his quota to the development of Ghana. But I also want to urge the president, as he's cutting, one area you should also consider cutting is the kind of benefit the CEOs and they are getting. When I didn't know until this SIC issue came up.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know.
If I give you some of the list, you will stop this communicator job.
Mr. President, that should be your next target. I mean, there has to be a review of the benefits the
some of the CEOs
are getting. It's abnormal.
Especially those who are not performing.
Yes. It's abnormal. We need to look at those areas too and cut out.
Ebo, thank you very much. Helen, you want the cut? You want stuff to be cut?
Absolutely. I didn't even know they were watching DSTV. What were they watching? But they're supposed to be working.
Geographic, National Geographic. You watch it. Alabalusi by CK Man. Alabalusi.